Good evening and welcome to another edition of the Sunday Bunch live. And I believe, I'm not gonna say. I did say to my wife. I said, "I bet you any money they come on with bits of paper in the mouth." There you go. Well done. Anyway, we are live. Thanks for joining us. Are we still top of the league, lads? Are we still top of the league?
Still top of the league.
Still top of the league. Fantastic. We are live, which means you can join us via the live chat tonight if you wish to do so. Well, on the channel with us tonight, we got Mike with us. Mike, how's your day been?
Painful. I've been doing a test walk and got 20 miles in, well, just under 20 miles in with full pack. So I've realized I've overloaded it. So stripping it down, fine tuning, ready for Thursday.
Fantastic. Conrad is with us again. Hopefully his internet will be, won't be Boas-esque.
No.
Conrad, how's your day been?
It's actually been one of those days where everything that probably could go wrong has gone wrong, weirdly enough. Like one of those, it's just broken. Oh, well, we'll go and fix it until other things break in its place. So not the best, but we've had a lovely little time to talk about Sunderland set aside for us, so that'll be fine.
Fantastic. And Terry's back with us. Terry, how's your day been?
Just a typical Sunday without any football, so it's been all right. What's happened to your teeth?
What's happened to my teeth?
Like
yes, look at them. Well,
are the false ones?
Well, these are my temporary ones. They're screwed in.
Right.
They're screwed in, but these are temporary.
Let's hope your new ones are better than your temporary ones. Then,
well, I don't know. I'm quite happy with these actually. So, anyway, just a quick one. We'll give a mention to people on the live chat because we are live. You can have your say. If you'd like to do so. Las Palmas Macam there, DJ Sizzler Watson, Peter Selkeld, SJ, Mick Griffiths is on there, Paul Graham, our very own Emma is there as well. So if you've got anything to say, stick it in the chat. Right, now before we start, Mike is doing his charity walk in aid of Jack for us, for the British Heart Foundation. He's had a little practice run today. And we are trying to get these funds up. When I last looked, it was about £475, which is amazing anyway. But we'd like as much as we can. So what we're going to do tonight, if you use the super chat, which is by if you go on the live chat, there's a $sign at the bottom of there. You can donate anything you donate to the channel tonight. We will put into Mike's Just Giving Fund to get more funds for his sponsored walk that he's doing in aid of our good friend Jack. However, having said that, because YouTube take a third of that money when they do that, we'll put the link. In fact, we just put the link in there anyway. You're probably still better just clicking on the Just Giving link, which is on there. It's also in our description, and any amount, however small, will help and will be gratefully appreciated. So if you'd like to do that, we'll try and get that money up. That aside, terrible when it's an international break, but we'll get onto that in a bit. We've got it in the title. Christian Speakman, is he or is he not a legend? I mean, he's had a few years now with this model, what we've had. And, I mean, we're sat top of the league. I mean, has he actually got it right? And in the early days, were we not giving him unnecessary stick because it was too early to judge? Terry, will go straight to you on that.
Muted.
Terry, if you unmute your mic, we can hear what you're on about.
I just didn't want to swear live on TV. That was all. Kevin Phillips is a legend. Christian Speakman's not a legend. Not a legend at all at this moment in time. Still plenty of time to go yet. You're doing a decent job. You know, he's got some good players in. Hopefully it all works out and comes together like a nice jigsaw puzzle this year, and we do get promoted. Then I could say he's done a really good job. But at the moment, the jury's out.
Right, fair enough. I mean, like I said, we're sat top of the league. I find it hard to argue against. Mike, is Christian Speakman, say new teeth, I can't even speak with him. Is he a legend or is he not, Mike?
Definitely not a legend. I don't think he could ever have that status within the club, unless somehow he signs Ahmad in January. Then I'll give it him. Other than that, failing that, no. We were harsh to judge him, and we'll see how the season pans out. But obviously, we've still got that stigma of he won't pay the wages, he won't pay the big money, so we can't get players like Mendy.
Right, fair enough. Before we go any further, can we have a massive round of applause, please, for Kev75? Give him a round of applause because he has donated £10 via the super chat, which we will give to Mike's Just Giving page for the British Heart Foundation. So thanks to you for that. So that's £10 coming there from Kev.
Can I also say, if they're in this chat, thank you to AR, who's just put £10 in, and thank you to Rufus Abajas, who's just put £20 in.
Thank you very much to you lot for that. What we will say again, yes, by all means, do it by the super chat if you wish, but YouTube will take a third of that. So if you go to the Just Giving link, which is in the description on this video anyway, just click that, and that means the full amount will actually go to the British Foundation, British Heart Foundation, if you knew that. Conrad, he's a legend, isn't he? Old Speakman there, must be sat top of the league, going to be up by Easter. I mean, this model is obviously working really well.
It is working well at the moment. Last season, if you'd have asked this, we wouldn't have been saying that, because this is also the same person that thought Mike Beale was a good idea when every one of us, including other footballing club fans, were saying, don't do that, don't do that. So he's on the right pathway, and we're in a forward and upward looking trajectory from where we were when he took over. And I did think to myself the other day, what would happen if he just left? Do you know what I mean? Like, what would we do? What would happen to us? So it's a sort of not a legend yet. He's on the way, and he's doing the right things by us, it seems.
All right, just very quickly on the chat. Emma says, far from a legend. Alan Atkinson says, no way a legend. Where we at? Somebody else says, somebody says Terry's a legend. Oh, Mick Griffiths. Terry's a legend. Terry is a legend. Definitely is. Yeah. Going back to what you just said there, Conrad, about what would happen if he just left. It's not something I'd ever really thought about, because what's happened, the way we have our model set up, is if a manager was to leave or be sacked, there's very little change, very little disruption to what's gone on, because it's upstairs who are making the signings and doing all that. And that's where the model sort of works in a way, because, like I said, there's less disruption. However, I've never thought about it the other way around. And yeah, if he did lose, well, who knows?
Surely he doesn't do all the work. Surely he has people. There's people who works for the club, scouts all over the place, finding these names for him.
You would think, but it might be a Ferguson in charge of United thing, and when the main cog left, they're still recovering from it now. Might not be. It might be that he's interchangeable and he's built it up that way that somebody can just take over and follow the same pathways he was doing. But it was just something I thought of the other day that suddenly went, if we actually do let's say we do get promoted this season, some other clubs might look at him when we get promoted this season, other clubs might look at him and go, actually, he's done a really good job. He's taken them up 2 divisions in 4 seasons, and he's got them playing all this free-flowing football, which they weren't doing before. People might look at him rather than the management side and look to bring him into their club. Someone like Everton, who are in absolute dire need of a good sort out at the moment, or even a foreign club with a bit more money might go, actually, if he's working well on this smaller budget. Sorry, it's a very Jacob answer, and I'm going on a bit, but it's someone with a bit of money might go, we could do a lot more here.
Maybe he's just felt fortunate. I mean, because the likes of Regis Labrie, nobody knew who he was. Apparently, he wasn't his first choice, and obviously, he's a lot better than everyone expected to be, and he seems to be doing a fantastic job. Seems to be that figurehead that's pulled everything together at this moment in time. So maybe that's in years to come, we could see Regis Labrie being that kind of person who was a little bit more thought of than Speakman.
Right, okay, just very quickly, go to the chat here. I'd like to say a massive thank you to Rooster Coburn, who's just joined as a member. Danny, we have actually sorted all our new member stuff out, and in fact, if you're a member, there you go. Your name will be scrolling across the bottom of the page there. Thanks to you for that. And there are lots and lots of members only prizes you can win. In fact, I've just received a load of stuff from Toffs, which have all sorts of old-fashioned Sunderland shirts and things like that. That should be all up and running by next week for you, and it will be available to members only. At the moment on my screen, I've only got 33 likes. We've got 142 people already on the stream. If you'll just hit that thumbs up for us, that will help the channel. And more so, we are on our way to 10,000 subscribers. So if you haven't subscribed yet, it's free to subscribe. Doesn't cost you anything. Just hit that subscribe button, and that will also help the channel out. So this model we've got in place with Speakman, which is working really well, sat top of the league, turning Speakman into a legend. What's the best and the worst thing about this model we have? Mike, do you want to start with that?
The best thing is it's kind of future proof if we've getting all these young lads coming in, and as they develop. I mean, the worst thing was obviously was how long it took to get going, but if we're on that track now where they're coming through, these players that we signed, and they're all coming good, whether we're selling some on for the money or whether we're putting some in the squad, they did say it was a 5-year plan originally. Correct me if I'm wrong. And they're pretty much on target for that, if not ahead of the game.
Fantastic. Just very quickly, Emma's keeping us up to date with money, what's coming in for the British Art Foundation for your walk there, Mike. Another £10 is just going in on Just Giving there. Thanks, Emma, for keeping your eye on that. So, Conrad, best and worst thing of this model we have in place?
I think the best thing is we're not splashing money out like we were on stupid signings like Rodwell, Dillaboji and Dong, who have no reason being here, and offering them stupid money. Like Dillaboji was bought by Chelsea for $3 million, didn't play a game, was loaned out, got relegated by his new club, and we suddenly went, he's now worth $8 million. It's like, who made that decision? It was just stupid. Where we're not that stupid anymore, and kind of like the Mendy deal, we won't have our pants pulled down by anything. We're just like, no, if we're willing to walk away, and we've got other irons in the fire. But the worst thing is also that we're not willing to just go, actually, this is what we need, and we're going to give you it. So it's sort of like, it's both ends of that sort of same stick are the best and worst thing about it.
Right. Just very quickly on the chat, Dan Wilkes basically, saying about this spend. We've only spent $6.5 million, and we're sat top of the league. Kev75 says Speakman did bring Regis in. That's to Terry, and he says, but Speakman isn't a legend yet. Terry, you're right. Terry, you're always right, apart from when you're wrong.
Yeah, I said we all know Speakman brought Regis Labrie in, but how far down the pecking order was he? That's the thing. And for the best thing for this at this moment in time, being after 4 games, it's we're only sort of in the infancy of the season kind of thing. Only 4 games in, but Regis Labrie seems to be the one that's brought everything together at this moment in time, along with us always having and have had a really good academy. It's using that academy well, not selling them like Donald did, selling bits of kids that look really potentially fantastic to for less hardly anything. But keeping the likes of Rig and bringing Rig through, that wasn't part of the model. That was just part of the academy, the very good academy, which we've always had. So having these young players coming through and having Regis Debris being able to get everybody singing up the same hymn sheet, that seems to be the sort of the final piece of the jigsaw. Now, whether we can keep this going for the full season, we'll soon find out. But at this moment in time, it's absolutely amazing.
Right, okay. Just coming on to basically what you said there, Terry, about before where these this young talent, what we've been bringing through our superb academy, was then getting sold on. Leads nicely on to my next question, really. Who do you think will become the next Jack Clark? Who is the player that we're going to end up selling on now for a big profit? Because it is the model, buy them cheap, develop them, sell them at a profit, which we've done with Jack Clark. And then fortunately, we've developed Mundell to then step into that role, which shows that this model's working, which shows, Speakman is a bit of a legend, obviously. And so who's the next player you think is going to jump into that? Conrad?
I think the next one's going to be Bellingham, because I think it's more of a thing from himself that he wants to be. There was rumours that he could have been out this season, and if he has another season, if he carries on as he is doing, I think he'll easily be one that goes, right, what's my next move? Rig springs to mind. I'd like to think that we could have him for a good few years, but I generally think he'd go. Sirkin is another one. He's the best left back in the league by far. And considering the England level, we still don't actually play a left back. He can't be far from the best English left back there is at the moment. And then you start to look down the list like Ballard, maybe. Just rumours are the ones that people looked at over the summer, really. But I think Bellingham's the one, just because of where his brother is. I think other big teams will look at him.
Right, okay. Just very quickly back to the chat then. There's people jumping in on this one. Then Dan Wilkes says Rig will be worth 40 million in a few years. SJ says Rig easily. Kenny Dodd, how tickled I am. Rig, hands down, apparently. Rig or Job, Rig, Super Rig. Loads of people jumping in with that. Terry, who's the next player likely to be the Jack Clark?
I want to say well done, Ken Dodd, because I've been thinking all through this stream, Philly, your teeth just remind me of somebody, and it's fucking Ken Dodd. That's who it is, Ken. I think it's a comedian. It's a comedian. You remind me of somebody, a comedian. It's Ken Dodd. Spot on that. Thank you very much. Anyway.
Terry, something you're not a comedian, but go on.
Clearly I'm not. I'm not really bothered either. Anyway, if we can keep hold of Rig for another season or two, every single person I speak to from other clubs say, wow, you've got a world beater on your hands, a star in Chris Rig. And for me, 40 million, this lad could be worth 100 million in the future. If he keeps improving the way he is, I think he's an absolute fantastic player in the making. And I think he's the biggest asset, along with what Conrad said. If Job keeps on improving like he's doing and playing like he's doing, you get teams from abroad who've already seen the way Jude's progressed. They'll be snapping him up, and we could get, again, massive amount of money for this young lad. If he comes in with big, when he comes in for like 30, 40, 50 million, they're going to sell him. Simple as. That's going to improve, invest again into the squad, isn't it? So for me, those two are the standouts that, you would love to think in the future Chris Rig could be an England captain, couldn't you? That would be absolutely brilliant. There's a long way to go yet, loads of no pressure on him, but if he keeps on progressing the way he is, he's just sort of mature for his years already.
Right, okay. Jeanette Atkinson on the chat says Mundell is miles away from Jack Clark. Well, it's all about opinions.
As in miles ahead of him.
Well,
just saying.
Well, possibly. I think he's slotted in there. We certainly haven't missed Jack Clark, which is, I think all of us, if we're being honest, can say, you know, we did think he would leave a big hole, and he's certainly not been missed. Mike, who do you think's the next big thing that we'll end up selling on for a big profit?
I tend to agree with Conrad that we'll sell Job based on the name and the fact that big teams will have his attention anyway. And if he carries on the way he's playing, then definitely. Now, the question back is, should this model change going into the Premier League? Because if we had Jack Clark going in the Premier League, if we have Mundle, I think Mundle would be your next Jack Clark for the record. But if we go into the Premier League, should we not be selling these on? We should be keeping them for as long as they are because we're now in the top flight. So that's where the model should change, right?
Yeah, I tend to agree with you because no matter how much, you know, we develop these players, we develop them, you know, they're not even, some of them we're buying in, they're not even ready really for the Championship. So, and we're developing them, getting ready for that. I think the step up to the Premier League will need the model to change. But the fact that there'll be more money coming in, I know they're not fans of spending money, and if they can do it without spending the money, brilliant. I don't know. I would say it would have to change. I'll come to you, Terry, in a bit. But Conrad,
I think the goal of the model, just to circle back to different and answer your question, Mike, is the goal is to follow Brighton's footsteps and start bringing players in for a couple of £1 million a piece, a bit like say Alexic, and then flog him on 2 or 3 years down the line to some gullible idiot who'll pay £100 million for them when they're not actually worth that. It was the system we had in place, because Brighton probably are going to be in the green for the next sort of 10 years, even if they bought players in at $4 million a piece each time. I don't know, but they've again leveled up. They were buying players in at $4 million for $100 million. João Pedro was 30 million. Minter from Newcastle was 30 million. So they've then increased what they have because it didn't cost them anything. So I think you're right. The model has to change, but I think they'll just move the goalposts higher, a bit like what we saw in the window just gone, where we actually put a bit more money down on an individual than we were before, in hopes that he'll take us on that next bit and we'll get more for him.
Right, okay. Terry, you was wanting in there?
Just what I was going to say, the model's still the model, are just different levels of models. And then you have like a higher price, keep on going for the higher prices, still develop them and sell them. Same as Brighton. I mean, like I said, Brighton, Brentford are two teams. Brighton's doing a better job of it. But yeah, so if you get promoted, you keep some of the players, but you sell the odd one for massive amounts of money, then you can reinvest a lot of that money back in to getting some decent players again.
Yeah, I think you're probably right there. Mike, was you one then?
I was just going to say Philip Asham's become a new member and also donated £10 on the Just Giving page. So double round of applause.
To Philip. Thank you very much, Philip, and thanks for joining. We'll add your name there to the ticket tape as it goes across there as well, and you will be entered into any members only draws as well. Just quickly on the chat I've lost it. David Scott says 2 years Rig will be worth 80 million. Well, the way he's playing and the age of him, you know, that doesn't sound as daft as it sounds, if that makes sense. I don't know. Just very quickly, once again, if you're watching and you haven't hit the thumbs up yet, we've got 176 people on the stream already. We've got 80 likes. We like to hit 100 likes if we can on a Sunday night down here. All you got to do is hit the thumbs up. If you're watching on a mobile device and you've got the live chat on, just close the live chat, the little X in the corner there, and you'll see the thumbs up. Just smash that. Let's get that up to 100 as soon as we can. And like we say, if you are watching and you haven't subscribed to the channel, it's free to subscribe. Hit that subscribe button. We are well on our way now to 10,000 subscribers. We are hurtling towards that. Right then, fellas. New signings. Oh, sorry, Terry, which one in there?
I was just going to submit to Karen. Is Karen watching the show?
She's in the other room. Yes, she will be.
Can you get feather duster, please?
yeah. She'll bring a feather duster to her if you like. So, but I've got my little Diddy man all running around it. You do realise, Terry, that most of the people watching the stream, and certainly Mike and Conrad, haven't got a clue what we're on about here. But Yeah. Right. And I know you sort of touched on this on the Extra Time podcast, what you've done this week. But of the new signings we've got in, who sort of impressed you so far? And of the ones that you've not necessarily seen, who's...
Happy days.
What shall I am? Right. There you go. All right, and there's Mike and Conrad just haven't got a clue. There you go. So, I've lost myself now. And of the ones who we've not seen play yet, who are you probably most excited about seeing? Mike, do you want to kick us off with that?
Yeah, I know he's played in the youth game and he didn't impress too much, but I'm still all for Isidore. Oh, there we go. He's the one for me. I think he's going to be, as long as he's played right, I think he's going to be, they keep playing him on a wing, but he needs to be a central centre forward. But I think he's going to be the best one out of the lot.
Right. Conrad?
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. But I think just mainly because of how popular he is already, and if he actually comes good for us, just seeing all the incredible stuff he and the fans will come up with. I mean, the ones that haven't played, I think Samed will be really good, but I don't know how we operate because we don't really play with a number 6 as he is. But he's quality when I've actually checked out his stats and how he plays and that. And I'm sitting there going, God, if we could actually fit him in, we've got a player who shouldn't even be interested in coming to this league. So he'd be on my list, but again, it's how we fit him in.
Right. Just very quickly, back to Emma, who's keeping her eye on the Just Giving page. That is now up to £550, which is absolutely amazing. But we're trying to get as much money in this week as we can.
The other £5 was from Rooster Coburn, who's just become a member as well. So thank you, Pilgrim.
Fantastic. There you go. Terry, who's of the new boys then? Who's excited you the most?
Well, actually, nobody. I haven't seen them yet, so I'm not really excited about them at the moment in time. I'm more excited about the 3 players in the team at the moment. The way Chris Riggs improved and hit the ground running this season. The way Mundell has replaced Jack Clark and just looks an absolute beast. His strength, he's so direct, he just pushes people off the ball. And he's got a great left foot as well. Before we were saying Jack Clark would put on his right foot and try and put the ball in the back of the net, where Mundell has a good right and left foot and score with both right and left foot. And also Miende. Miende's improved, bulked out. Looks like he's been training really hard over the summer. And the combination for that last goal, where Rigg broke the middle of the play, brought in Miende found Mundell, and Mundell put the ball in the back of the net. Great understanding between all 3 of those. I'm just really excited with the team I'm seeing at this moment in time, and we'll see the ones slot in as the season goes on. But I want to see all these stay injury free. That's the main thing, especially Dennis Serkin, because I think he's just like the best left back in the Championship for me.
Right. Okay. Kenny Dodd says Brown has been excellent so far. Bradley at RWA Productions, looking forward to seeing Isidore, like Mike is as well there. We're only two likes off 1,000. 1,100. Sorry.
Wow, 1,000, impressive.
Woo! We like to get 100, so 2 more people. Just hit that thumbs up for us, and don't forget, please hit the subscribe button if you're not subscribed. It's free to subscribe, and it puts us on our way to 10,000 subscribers, which would be just amazing. Right then, another 10 quid gone in to the Just Giving there, and Emma's put the link in the chat as well for you. Right, I don't want to dwell too much on this because it's not really Sunderland, but boring international breaks. They're an absolute nightmare, in my opinion. 2-part question, really. Should they be scrapped? Right? And have England improved? Because, I mean, England have improved, because, I mean, we've been reaching finals and stuff like that. Do you think they've improved because of the international breaks? Terry?
Well, my idea would never work, but this is my idea, full stop. I think all friendlies should be scrapped. All qualifiers should be scrapped. There should be no international breaks throughout the whole of the Premier League, Championship, the whole of the football season. And if we do a World Cup or the Euros, the majority of the countries are involved over 6 weeks, and we play a table, some big teams, some small teams, knock out all the way through to the final, and all this bollocks saying, well, players want to play with each other. Everyone's in the same boat. And none of this crap of international breaks and all this bollocks anyway. That's my opinion.
Right. Lindsay softly says, detest the international breaks. 2 teenage girls mopping around with faces like thunder. Dan Wilkes, England is a snooze fest. Mike, what do you think? I mean, England have improved. Do you think that's because, because of the international breaks, and should they be scrapped?
I've no issues with them, like from an England fan perspective, and I think it's good that they have them and keep the team together and bonded through that time. My biggest issue with them is injuries, and I'm sure that's everyone else's concern every time we have an international break. But I mean, good news for Speakman. Ballard's just increased his value a bit, so. But yeah, I don't think they should be scrapped.
Right. Okay. Dan Wilkes, I'll not do your comment just yet, because we're gonna get onto that. So Conrad, should they be scrapped, or have England undoubtedly improved because of the international breaks?
It should be. We shouldn't do friendlies, and we shouldn't do this Nations League, because it's just pointless and nobody cares. The qualifiers are fine because it's only 10 games and it's across an 18-month period. So you could easily sort of go, do you know what? Let's have 3 breaks, and we'll do one at the end of the season or one before the pre-season starts or whatever you do then. And so you only split the season up twice, and then you've got the summer in as well. I don't think it wasn't really the Nations League or the friendlies that brought the team together. It seems to be the actual camps for the World Cup, where the players all get to, spend all their time with each other. You saw, was it over the last few years, where they rent out pools for them and sort of volleyball courts and giant inflatables, and you're sitting there going, God, these are getting paid multi-millions, and this is the type of fun that they just get to have, just messing about with their mates. But it brought it back from when you hear all the stories about how the team was divided, with the Chelsea players just went and did their thing, the Man U players went and did their thing. It broke that down. But I think that's more the tournaments rather than these stop-start little 2 games in a week scenario.
Who should be the new manager then, Conrad? Get rid of Lee Carsley. Who should be the new manager?
Well, I'm going to come on to that, Terry, because I know you want to have your say on that. Just give us a sec. On the chat, Mick Griffiths says this competition is a waste of time. Gary Hoyle, Nations League is a waste of time. Dan Wilkes, just need the World Cup and the Euros, scrap the rest. It sounds like a decent idea. Right. Terry's had a right rant about this in our little WhatsApp group as well today. So let's get on with. Sorry, Colin wants to come up here, and Colin wants to show the idea. Way, there you go. Right, Lee Carsley, who's the interim manager for England, not singing the national anthem. Your thoughts on it, Terry? Yeah, you've been steaming about this, so have your say. Away you go.
I think he should be singing the national anthem. He was born in Birmingham. I don't care if he played for Ireland. You're getting paid all that money to represent to manage the country. You should be singing the national anthem. I'm sorry, that's just my opinion. If you don't sing it, you shouldn't be in charge of England.
Does he know the words?
Right, this you could try. Sven even tried.
Right, Conrad, your thoughts on it? Was he wrong not to join in with it?
It doesn't bother me. Just it was a bit like when you used to see the players just not bothering with it anymore. But it has been a nice touch to actually watch them care. But that was more because you just thought they didn't care beforehand. And everyone remembers the one at 96 where the microphone cut out and didn't matter because the whole stadium was up singing it, and that's what we want from the players. But if we swap Gareth's lack of emotion and getting us to a final and choking while he's singing, to have someone in who doesn't sing and we might actually get across the line because he's not bothered about singing, he's bothered about how we play, I'd take that.
Right, okay. Your thoughts on it,
Not
Mike?
that that's the only two options. There will be a middle ground.
Could that be magic like Conrad?
Could
Magic
be.
Mike.
Yeah.
I'm with Terry on this one. I'm afraid I'm a patriot. I'm a royalist in a way, and I think he should be singing it. And I think he should be. If he's not singing it in the next game, then somebody's not done the job by telling him. Because if all the players should be representing, he should be doing the same. Lead by example. Any job.
But I mean,
Went to the wrong dugout, man.
I don't know if I'm remembering this wrong, but you know, I remember times where it'll go along the line of players, and not all the players are actually singing the national anthem. I know there's more singing it now, but you know, there was never anything kicked up about it then. Anyway, I'm not. I want to move off that because it's just, like I said, it is a snooze fest, and there's nothing worse than an international break, especially when you sat top of the league and you're all you want to do is just crack on and get some more points in the bag. Right, what we'll do then. Right, I quickly want to give a shout out to our sponsors this season, which is Football Prizes. I'm sure I've got it down here where I can stick the website up there. This is a brilliant site, by the way, for any football fan. It's superb. If you get yourself onto the Football Prizes website, you'll see there's all sorts of basically loads of raffles for some brilliant football memorabilia. And you know, it can be as little as 99p or whatever. You just in you go, buy your ticket, and away you go. And it doesn't even have to sell out. It's drawn, it's quick, it's easy. And like I said, no daft prizes they're giving away. You know, they're all sort of football related. And there is some cash prizes you can win in there as well. So if you check out the website, footballprizes.co.uk, there is a link in the description as well. Go down there, give them a look and see what you think about that. So once again, thanks to Football Prizes for sponsoring the channel. Right, what I want to get onto now is the football club, Sunderland Football Club, all of a sudden promoting illegal streaming, right? Promoting you can watch our game with a VPN, you know, which they never, you know, there's a law in this country that says if your football match kicks off at 3:00 on a Saturday afternoon, you know, you cannot watch it live, right? So here's the club advertising. Why don't you get a VPN and then you can buy our stream? Are they trying to cash in because they've seen so many people getting a dodgy Fire Stick and whatever, watching the game, and they're losing out, you know, on the fee? So do you think that's why they're doing it, right? And I want to add to that. Are they not leaving themselves open for a fine from the FA? I'm sure they've done their homework, but Mike, you're shaking your head on that. Do you want to go first?
Yeah, I mean, there's loads of channels and programs sponsored by these VPN companies. They're massive companies, and they pay for an advertising space, right? So they'll be covered in that fact. They're just paid and they're just advertising it. What people do with it is on their own back. Personally, I think the 3 p.m. don't show it on TV is an archaic rule that shouldn't be in place. There's no way that it's going to sway your decision going to the stadium light or not, the fact that it's on TV. And we've seen the full stadium when we've been playing on Sky at stupid o'clock, and we've still seen the stadium full. I think it's a stupid rule that just shouldn't exist anymore, personally.
Right. Well, David agrees with you there. I need to get rid of the 3 p.m. Blackout. I'm inclined to agree. You know, that Sky and that are happy to just mess about with the fixtures willy-nilly and have them all over the place. Yet, they keep this rule of the 3 p.m. blackout.
Yeah, but isn't it UEFA that keep this rule? Nothing to do with Sky.
It's the FA, isn't it?
No, it's
the FA, this one. But UEFA have something in place as well. Like,
isn't it going to change, though?
European games. I
mean,
think theirs is, but ours isn't.
It's the FA, and it is for that reason, like Mike said, that, the whole idea is they don't want attendances going down because people will stay at home and watch it or watch it in the pub or whatever. But go on then, Terry, your thoughts on it?
So the club's actually said, right, you can get a VPN, you can watch our games. Is that what the club said?
No, they've not physically said it, but if you go on their, like the stream, like the SAFC, it's now sponsored by NordVPN. So if you get VPN, then you know what that's for,
They put out I think it's Instagram and an X picture of all the kickoff times with different countries listed down them as well. So that it was almost like if you were in this country, it's on at this time. If you were over it, so that they're not saying it. They're saying it without saying it is probably the best way of doing it.
But there's two, isn't there? There's Sunderland. I think we have a package of £185 where you can stream all home games for £185. And you've got to buy that package to stream them all. I think that's what it is. Where a lot of other clubs in the Championship, you can buy each game for £10.
Yeah, but still with the club, if you're in this country, right, and we've got a 3 o'clock Saturday kickoff,
I know that.
You can't access that through, you can't buy that through the club.
And that season ticket,
you can only do it abroad. Sorry, Mike.
That season ticket, when it is a 3 p.m. kickoff, you still have it, but it's only audio. It's like Radio Newcastle.
He's wondering, right? I know somebody, right, who say, for instance, if Sunderland are playing Plymouth, and Plymouth are charging the £10, and Sunderland are charging £185 for a full season, they're going to go and log on to the Plymouth website and pay £10 for that game, then go and spend £185 to watch all of the home, whatever games it is.
Yep. I don't know if you're going to say the same, Mike, but you don't have to buy the full package though with Sunderland. You can buy it per game and still do that.
The price is dictated by iFollow. So Sunderland are very little input into that. So you'll find a lot of these places, the game price is the same across the board because it's iFollow that do it.
I've been on the Sunderland website on a Saturday. I looked at it. It says £185 for the full season. There's no little tiny £10 for individual games. But when you go on another, like Cardiff, you go to their website, that's £10. That's what it has. Sunderland only do the package. They don't do individual games as far as I'm concerned.
Right. Well, I must admit, I mean, I've not, it's been 18 months since I've been on, but every time I've gone on the website, it's to pay. You can pay individually. They changed
the league games, only the league games, the last 2 seasons for this package of £185.
Right. Okay. Fair enough.
So they're charging people who maybe live in America, which I kind of guess. People who live in America are going to watch every single game, so they're going to pay that package to watch every single game, aren't they? If somebody goes on holiday abroad and they can't find the game, they're not going to pay £185 to watch one game. They'd rather go and pay the team they're playing against £10 to watch the one game.
Right, okay. On the chat here, Terry, Jeanette Atkinson says it's £185 for overseas customers.
That's why you use a VPN if you were in this country.
Right, okay. Pixel Rich says, tell Terry he's going to send you the fixtures until New Year's Day night. Sky ruining the games for attending fans. It's disgraceful for working people. So Dan Will says, you can only normally buy away games for £10, Terry. So away
games are 10. I don't know. I'm sure they just do the package of £185 now. I think for whatever reason they have changed it. Yeah.
I mean, I can't comment for certain on it because I've been a little bit out of touch with that. Conrad, we haven't come to you on it, have we? It
It was originally put in to be an interest of fairness for the clubs who didn't want to lose out money on people turning up. So in the interest of fairness for all the clubs involved, it should be that only the home team can stream their game for a set fee, because they will then bring more money in from the away club turning up. So you imagine we play Man City, all the Man City fans are going to have to come to Sunderland and buy it. Your club retains all that money. Yes. That means then that the teams each season get the same amount of 46 games of attempted revenue that they can bring in throughout that season. Your cup games, you can do something else with it there, but it'll impact the teams. Say when they've got, like, say if we have, I'm trying to think of something, South Shields, say we drew them in the cup and they suddenly went, oh, let's go and play Sunderland. They're not going to sell many, but we'll still sell them because of our fans. Do you know what I mean? Like, it should just be done like that instead of having this thing. Because the only thing is, if they get rid of the 3 p.m. blackout, it's only going to be Sky and TNT that bloody buy them anyway and put them behind their paywall, so that you have to then spend nearly 150 quid a month to watch it on their channel instead.
Right. Just very quickly, Emma on the chat says here, they should give it to season ticket holders for free. They gave it to us during COVID instead of a refund. So why not give us something back, especially if we can't get to the game midweek because of children, etc., and so on and so forth.
Does anybody actually pay for this new Sky thing where you can watch all the games apart from 3 o'clock on a Saturday? You can watch nearly every single game in the whole of all of the leagues.
Is it what, Sky Plus?
Yeah.
Well, I've got it.
Because I paid for one channel last year, £18 for one channel. That was the AFL games for Sunderland. So whenever it was on Sky, I could watch it. And I could do my commentary on it, up to date, so it was fresh. So I paid £18 a month for that. So now what? I thought, well, I wanted to watch the Preston game because that was on this new Sky Plus. So I rang up Sky and I says, how can I get this? They said, well, if you pay an extra £4 a month, you can get every single Sky Sports channel and the Plus. So I'm paying like one channel, £18 or £4 extra a month for everything. It was a no-brainer, really, wasn't it?
Absolutely. It's I mean, I've got it, but when we do live commentary with, if the A team are not available, Mike and Conrad, and the B team, me and Emma have got to do a I've got to do
pointing the right way, Mike. He's over there because I'm mirrored, aren't I?
No, you was right first. He's up above you.
No, Mike's up above, but you're over there or you're over there, depending on if I flip the camera the right way.
I have to watch it in the office, and I haven't got Sky in my office, so
we've got to fly to Spain every time to watch it legitimately. It's a nightmare.
Well, we used to have to do that when we used to stream it.
Have you got Sky Go though, Philly?
No, because I've got Virgin Media, so my Sky package comes through there. Anyway, let's move on from that. Just very quickly, we got 117 likes, which is brilliant. Thanks to you lot for smashing that 100. But let's keep it going. Let's see if we can hit 150. We've got 180 people watching the stream at the moment. Just hit the thumbs up for us if you do so, and more importantly, hit the subscribe button. Because that is the one that gets us towards the 10,000, and it's free to subscribe, so it doesn't cost you anything to do so. Obviously, my wife, who's in charge of finances, yeah, they're all right. She's she doesn't know we're paying for it. Shh, say nothing. I'm already getting it in the ear for paying to get my teeth done. Right, anyway. Where we at? I think, we'll go on. We've got time. Top of the league, which we are. Again, still top of the league. We are top of the league. Great start. So, where we're going to finish this season then on this start, because we did our predictions, and I know we're only 4 games in, but a lot of people's attitude has changed. I think I went the highest because I had 4th, I think, and I remember. So, what did you have, Mike? Second.
Mike had second, yeah.
Did you really? I remember being chastised by Terry giving us a right hard time, laughing. Fourth, you idiot, and all that. Terry, where do you think we're going to finish this season then?
Well, I can't remember even laughing at you, Phil. I mean, I am now with your teeth, but I'm not laughing before, you know. So.
Well, maybe Terry, maybe you shouldn't be laughing at me with those teeth. Maybe you should have a trip to Turkey as well. Right, anyway.
Not a chance in the world. I've seen your video, I've seen the pain you've been going through. You're absolute nutter.
There's no pain.
Absolute nutter. Dribbling all over the place, blood all over your face. I hate going to the dentist for one tooth getting sorted out, never mind the whole fucking set. Pardon me, French.
No, it was Turkey, not French.
Right,
I'd rather just have them and false teeth put in over here than go over there and do that malarkey. Anyway,
right. Go on.
What can I say? I'm going to say a fourth.
Right. Fourth, is that what you're saying? Conrad, what do you reckon?
This is the thing. It's too early for me to change. I'm going to stick with my sixth. Stuff will happen and things will go wrong. We always have a moment every season where a game goes majorly wrong, and it's how we react from that that'll be the big difference this year in it. So I'm still going to stick with sixth because we haven't even played sixth games yet, as you would say with your teeth. Yeah, I'll stay with sixth.
Thank you very much. Before I come to you, Mike, on the chat, there's people chipping in here now. David saying second. Lindsay, softly, says first. Emma's got seventh anyway. Marco de Guidis, I think, something like that. Hart says first. Brain says second. I'll take any of them, definitely. Top six, David Scott. Dan Wilkes, top six. So, yeah, everybody's fairly confident, even though we're only a couple games in. Mike, your thoughts on it?
Before I give you my thoughts, can I say thank you to Andrea and Stu for their donation, and DJ Sizzler put a donation. He also put a message saying, keep up the great work, Mike. It's people like you that gave me a second chance.
Fantastic. Brilliant. Well done, you lot.
Wow, Terry, it's New Year's Eve.
I'm going to stick. I'd like to stick, Dealer. I'll stick at second. I was the most optimistic. I still think that we could have first if we carry on the form we're on. But, you know, there's plenty of time to proverbially poop the bed. But I'll stick with second.
All right. Just very quickly, my wife thinks she's very funny. If you did follow my story, by the way, on Facebook, of me going to get my teeth, my wife was brutal with the comments, and she says, "Is this the Sunday bunch?"
Sunday bunch.
I don't think I'm talking that badly, to be honest. But these are only temporary. I've got to go back in. You
haven't taken your hat off yet to show your turkey hair, have you?
No. Oh well. That's I'm saving that.
Sorry.
I'm saving that for the finale, just before we go.
That's members only content.
Yeah.
Mike,
it's a bit rich coming from me as well.
Are you sticking with your second?
Yeah, sticking with second. I'm optimistic we could get first, but like I say, I'm sticking with second.
Fantastic. Right, okay. We've got 5 minutes left. Let's quickly jump onto the Plymouth game. How confident are we for a win down there? Back to winning, well, not back to winning ways, continuing the winning ways. Mike?
Yeah, easy 3 points. I say, touching this wood, but
what are you doing?
When you
what have you been doing for 55 minutes?
Fans only page that, Mike. Fans only.
Yeah, fans only. Or even only fans, but never mind. There you go.
Yeah. Anyway, back to football.
Mike and Jim Wood.
No, I do think we'll get the win. I don't rate Plymouth, to be honest. I do have it in the back of my mind, but it's these kind of low teams that last season we would, poop the bed with. But yeah, I think we're good. We're good for 3 points.
Sorry, I'm just I'm jotting down. I'm just time stamping this because I like at the end of the season we like to cut little bits out, and I'm sure the touching wood will go into our little compilation at the end. All right, so I just needed to do that. Conrad, how confident are you?
I'm just going to say this for my own benefit. Emma has put 1-0, Conrad, so you need to note that down later on. I'm pretty confident. I never rule out Sunderland doing a Sunderland, but I'm going to go with 3-0, and if we win 3-0, a bit like Mike, I'll be touching my wood.
Right, okay. Where we at? Terry.
Well, I was going to predict 3-0, but you've already pinched it, so I'm going to have to change it now anyway. But yeah, I mean, I told a lot of Plymouth fans, and they all seem to like the fact that Shrek's in charge at this moment in time, but I don't think he's won a game of football. Has he been in charge of Plymouth yet? Mike?
He got a draw. I think he got a draw on Saturday, I think.
I know he's done a bit of karaoke and down there, and the fans like to join in, and he's very sort of approachable apparently, so they like that as well. I wish him all the best down there.
Did he go through? I think he went through in the Carabao Cup, so he might have got a win on penalties. I vaguely remember seeing, but that's about it.
Plymouth fans are fantastic, so I hope they do survive in the Championship. There's a few of them think they won't, but yeah, I'm going to go for a 4-0 away win.
Right. Well, we all jumping in with the old predictions there, and I was going to do predictions next. So
you're not getting away with it, Philly. You're still not in the top two.
Have we got the? Well, we showed the league last week.
The updated one.
We don't need.
Yeah, we showed it on extra time as well. But you can show people again that you're still not top.
No, we don't need to, do we? Really? I mean, it's saw it last week, Mike.
It's took 4 weeks to turn Terry into an optimist. I'm absolutely loving it. So I'm going to say 6-0 win to Sunderland.
Right. So you're saying 6-0. Did you say 4-0 there, Terry?
Aye, 4-0.
Right. And then
3-0
Conrad,
me and Emma was 1-0.
You're 3-0.
And Emma was 1.
I'm going to go. I'll put Emma down there. Emma was 1-0 to us. Yes.
Yeah.
I think I'll go Plymouth 1, Sunderland 3. I think. Shall we go with? We'll go with that. 3-1. That can be mine.
We only get it when you don't put that on. That's the only time we get it.
Well, I'm hoping it's 3-0 to be honest, but never mind. There we go. Right. So Mike going for 6-0. No wonder you're bottom of our little prediction league.
I'm not bottom.
Oh, well, there you go then. Right, okay, look, that's just about it, really. We're about out of time. Just quickly want to tell you that next week is when Mike does his charity walk in memory of our Jack. Jack Shields from the channel, and it's all for the British Heart Foundation. Once again, we're trying to get as much money together, donated as we can. You can do that via the Just Giving page. There is a link in the description on this video. If you go down there, click on that, and however small the amount, it's all gratefully appreciated if you would do that. So next week, Mike is doing that. He's doing his walk from Burnley right up to the Stadium of Light. So thanks to you for that. We are actually going to be at the Stadium of Light, so we will be. We won't be live for the Sunday Bunch, but we are going to record it there, and we'll put it out at 7:30 at the same time, and we'll have somebody monitoring the chat, I would imagine. So if you want to still go on the chat, I'm sure there'll be somebody in there who can reply to you. And so all the bits of footage we'll get for you from the Stadium of Light next week. That's about it.
Can we say a big thank you to the club for making that happen as well? That's absolutely awesome. Wayne from the channel sorted it all out, and yeah, they've been absolutely great, the club, for that.
Yeah, they have been superb, and thanks again to everybody who's donated anything by so far. In fact, Michael Bowers has just jumped jumped in on the chat there, and we did see that Mike has donated. Michael's donated some as well earlier. So thank you very much, Michael Bowers, for doing that as well. That's it, lads. That wraps it up. I am going to have to go to work because I am a grafter. It's what I've got to do. Terry, would you like to say bye to everybody?
Yeah, I want to say a big thank you to everybody who supported Mike's campaign. Absolutely fantastic charity, great cause, and thanks for all the comments and watching. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up and subscribe if you're new to the channel. Have a good night, everybody. Cheers.
Fantastic. Conrad? Is he doing that on purpose? No,
it's for us. It's
yeah,
for
thanks for watching, everyone. I don't know what was happening with my internet there. It might still be. It might still be going on. I've been sat here going, please unfreeze, please unfreeze. So thank you all for listening. You can check us out on Spotify as well, getting really good numbers on there. But yeah, take care, everyone. See you midweek for extra time.
Fantastic. And Mike would like to say bye to everybody.
Yes, thank you everyone for the support. It has been overwhelming and it's still rolling in now. So thank you very much for that. Don't forget as well to support this channel so it's not coming out of Philly's wallet all the time. Only $1.99 a month, cheaper than a Cornetto. Become a member, loads of content, loads of giveaways.
Thank you very much. You are an absolute star. And once again, can't thank you enough for what you're doing next week. So we'll be back. Next week. Don't forget, if you are a member, if you have joined or you haven't yet, it's less than 50 pence a week. And we've updated the credits. So when we put the credits on at the end, look for your name if you're a member, because you're in that list. Don't forget to like, share, subscribe, become a member. Do that. Thanks for tuning in. And we will see you all next week. See you. Bye-bye.